If you need to gear up for the upcoming Bikers DLC, be sure to check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, in today's Q&A video, we've got a ton of questions, as you probably guessed, a lot of them about the Bikers update and more, coming to Grand Theft Auto Online soon, but I also tried to sneak in a couple other questions in there as well. We've got a lot to cover today, so this might be kind of a rapid fire segment, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and if you want to get involved in the next one, go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and just use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next Q&A video. But of course, without the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Okay, so we are going to be starting with a non-biker question. This one comes from Andy the Demon. He tweets at me, "What's your stance on the rumors of monsters in the sewers of Los Santos?" Okay, so another week, another thing that Mr. Boss for the win doesn't know about. And once again, I had to do some research on this. Apparently, this is a really big thing. People are now under the assumption that there are monsters and there are other creatures inside of the sewers of Los Santos. So once again, I actually had to look into this a little bit more because I didn't know this was a thing until I saw a lot of articles and videos on this. And what's my opinion on it? What's my stance on it? I really just think it's people that are absolutely bored out of their mind, because if there was something in the game, you would have thought we would have found it by now. I mean, do you guys remember when that GIF or that, image of the ghost inside of the underground mine shaft or train tracks came out? That was pretty creepy, was it not? Well, I think it turned out that it was just someone with an invisibility glitch who was lit on fire. So I think if anything, the rumors of monsters in the sewers are just stuff like that, weird glitches that come up or weird texture images that make it look like it's a monster inside of the sewer. But I think just like this and blowing up the dam and trying to figure out what's going on in the tunnels on Mount Chiliad is really just people being bored, maybe having nothing else better to do in online, because like I said, there's been absolutely no evidence that anything is there, but more importantly, there's been no new findings. It would be one thing if all these, searches were leading to things, but they're really not. At the end of the day, we're just left with more questions than answers. So that's kind of my stance on the rumors of the monsters in the sewers. All right, so now we're going to be jumping into the biker questions. And for these, since we've got so many, I think I'm going to do more of kind of a rapid fire style. Try to answer them as many as I can. So this first question comes from Shinji, who tweets at me, "For the Bikers DLC, when do you think Rockstar will release more information about it?" I suspect this upcoming week. If we don't get anything this week, then that would indicate that it looks like it's probably going to be released a lot later on in the month of October. But if we do get information this week, that'll likely clarify a release date. We'll likely get a trailer. So I'd be on the lookout, because this looks like the week where we could see some information. But if it doesn't happen, once again, Rockstar isn't on anyone's agenda or schedule. But I'm certainly going to be on the lookout for it this week, certainly next week as well. Our next question comes from Chris, who tweets at me, "Do you think that we will be making drugs with the biker warehouses / hangouts?" No, Chris, I don't think we're going to be making drugs. I don't think this is a Breaking Bad DLC, but I do think, based off of the one screenshot we've seen, that we will be selling drugs. Very similar to how it was done with the CEO buying and selling stuff, but I think this time it will be more of a focus on drugs, not just drugs being tenth of the things you could sell as a part of building your criminal warehouse. So yeah, I do think this could be pretty cool. Again, I don't think Rockstar is going to be teaching us how to make, methamphetamines and other illegal narcotics, but I do think we will certainly be selling them as a part of our biker gang organizations. Our next question comes from Christopher, who tweets at me, "Do you think we will have to use the biker DLC in a regular lobby or in a private session?" Christopher, I hope Rockstar learned their lesson from the last time they did something like this, which was during the Finance and Felony DLC, where they required you to do the buying and selling stuff in a public lobby. And I see the argument for both sides. Rockstar want there to be a risk and reward to doing this, but many times it ended up in me losing all of my cargo and all of my special rare items getting destroyed, which is extremely frustrating when you put in all that hard work. So I hope that they saw what was going on and will allow us to do it in a invite-only or a crew session or a friends-only session that would be extremely cool because there's just so much madness that goes on in a public session that it's really hard to control, and sometimes it can be hard to do the objectives. What if someone is griefing you over and over and over again? I just don't like that, and I wish that we could do them in a private session, and I hope Rockstar recognizes that as well. Our next question comes from Gavin, who tweets at me, do you think when we buy our biker hideout, it will replace our CEO office? No, Gavin, I don't think so, because Rockstar even said that in their newswire you will be working alongside CEOs, so I don't think the biker stuff will replace the offices. I think that very similar to how the yacht did not replace the apartments and how the CEO offices did not replace the yachts or the apartments, the biker clubhouses will not replace the offices, the yachts, or the apartments. I think they're going to be a separate entity that you can go inside of. So I think this will be 4 different types of ownable properties. Well, I guess 5 if you include the houses, apartments, yachts, offices, and then the biker offices or biker warehouses. So that is going to be really, really cool. Our next question comes from Quinn, who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar will add something new like sidecars for motorcycles? Quinn, I think there's going to be a ton of new stuff. Very similarly to how the Lowriders update brought a ton of new customization, like all the interior mods, hydraulics, crazy liveries, and neon lights. Yes, I do believe that there's going to be some special, unique motorcycle customization, whether it's upgrading handlebars or things like you mentioned, sidecars that would only really be exclusive for motorcycles. Yeah, I can definitely see stuff like that coming into the game. I really think that will be super cool. And hopefully we get a cool modification shop to go along with it. And hopefully the price isn't as extreme as Benny's either. That would be kind of unfortunate. Our next question comes from Mad Zingu, who tweets to me, do you think the MC gangs we create will be permanent or just temporary setups via sessions like CEOs? Mad Zingu, I think it's going to work exactly like the CEO stuff, where you're not going to be locked to the same people in a biker gang. Now, if you want to be locked to the same people in a biker gang, absolutely, you totally can. But I don't think it's going to be permanent where once you select a president, you're stuck with him, kind of like how we have it in the United States. They're elected for like 4 years. I don't think that's going to work. I think it will be, just as you mentioned, on a temporary basis via the session you are in. And when you switch sessions, you'll then have to recreate your gang, just like you have to recreate your CEO stuff right now. Our next question comes from Rex, who tweets at me, do you think Johnny Klevitz will be in the biker DLC since he's not been killed yet? So that is a great question, Rex. And yes, in Grand Theft Auto Online, technically Johnny Klevitz would still be alive because he wouldn't have his head bashed in by Trevor. So I really like your thinking there, because Lamar gave us some pretty fun missions for Grand Theft Auto Online Lowriders. Johnny Klevitz would be perfect for this biker update, and since he really didn't have a role in Grand Theft Auto 5, I know a lot of the bikers in the community would love to see this iconic character from Grand Theft Auto 4 make a return. So yeah, would it make sense timeline-wise? Absolutely. And would he be the perfect character? Yes. But once again, at the end of the day, it's up to Rockstar, but I really do hope we do see the return of Johnny Klevitz. Our next question comes from my good friend Mock, who tweets at me, how many bikes do you think they will add with the bikers? My guess is over 10. So I think that over 10 total bikes is a pretty good guess, but what I'm concerned about is Rockstar adding less new bikes and adding a couple of the existing bikes in the game that can just be upgraded at this biker mechanic shop. So if they did that, I could see it being kind of too much overkill. So my guess is going to be like 7 to 8 new bikes, with maybe about 4 or 5 of the existing bikes in the game that will be eligible for upgrades at this biker shop. So in total, I'm going to say anywhere from 10 to 15 bikes. So your guess is pretty close to mine, and I'm going to be really happy if that number is anywhere near that. Our next question comes from Gator Boy, who tweets at me, do you think we'll be getting pool tables in the motorcycle clubhouses with the bikers DLC? Gator Boy, that's a good question, because I think Rockstar need to add, as I've mentioned in the past, some exclusive features to these biker clubhouses. Otherwise, I think they're going to go by the wayside after a couple weeks after this DLC is out. Now, one thing that already looks promising is Rockstar has stated that it looks like the biker clubhouses are going to be required in order to do the co-op missions and whatnot. I also think they're going to be required in order to unlock the biker mechanic. So if that's the case, then no doubt they will be worth it. But I think if they added a new minigame like Pool that was only exclusive to these motorcycle clubhouses, that would be a great new addition into the game. So yeah, I think that would be awesome, and that would be a great return from the Lost and the Damned. That's a great segue into our next question, which comes from Misko, who tweets at me, what do you think the free mode biker missions will be like? And I think they're going to be very similar to the CEO stuff. So whether you're doing a mission like Headhunter or whether you're doing privacy protection or piracy protection, I don't know what it's called. I think it's going to be like that, where you dial up your phone and you get a mission and it happens without the loading screens. I don't think they're going to be inside of structured lobbies where you're just stuck there. I think that they will be, done by the phone in the free mode sessions, very similar to what the CEO stuff does for us right now, trying to make it as easy and I guess not as time consuming as possible, and basically just mimicking the CEO stuff, which is something that Rockstar already has in the game and is what they consider a winning formula, so they're likely just going to be building off of that. Our next question comes from Ty Fergie, who tweets at me, do you think completing biker missions will allow us to unlock vehicles like the Duke O' Death? So that would be very similar to what Rockstar did with the heist update, where you only got vehicles if you completed the heist missions. And I'm not sure, because it doesn't look like the biker missions are going to be structured like heist, so I don't know if Rockstar would be able to unlock them that way. But I still think that is a pretty cool idea, especially if it were unique vehicles like the Duke of Death. I could see that being very cool. All right, and our final question today comes from Hayden Stevens, who tweets at me, do you think there will be a new website for the bikes on the phone in GTA 5? So yes, I do, because new vehicles were added to Benny's Original Motorworks when the lowriders were added into the game, and if there is a new bike shop, I couldn't see Rockstar adding them to the existing websites in the game. Legendary Motorsports is getting really crowded. Southern San Andreas Super Autos is really crowded too, with the whole motorcycle section all the way at the bottom. So in my opinion, a new site that's completely dedicated to bikes that can be customized at that MC shop would be really awesome, and in my opinion would be a perfect addition into the game. We've seen Rockstar do this in the past, so there isn't really a reason why they can't do it going forward for the biker update. But anyways, those are all the questions that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to find yourself possibly featured in the next Q&A video, be sure to go down in the description and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions. And like I said, you might find yourself featured in the next Q&A. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.